Hello, and welcome to Piano Player Pro, your favourite classical tunes arranged for piano. Today we're going to be playing EINE KLEINE NACHTMUSIK, or A Little Night Music, by Mozart. Mozart wrote thousands of incredible tunes, but of all of them, this tune is probably his most famous, so well worth learning. It was originally composed for solo strings, but you'll see it being played just as often by a full string orchestra. If you haven't already, then follow the link below and head over to the website pianoplayerpro.com, where you can find the sheet music, which is free to download. And while you're there, make sure you check out what other pieces you can learn. I'm regularly adding new pieces and content, so if you find this video helpful, then please hit the subscribe button below. In total, there are 4 piano arrangements of EINE KLEINE NACHTMUSIK for you to choose from, starting with level 1 and then getting progressively more difficult all the way up to level 4. This video is for the level 1 version, so just for the right hand, but feel free to take a look at the others. So let's get started. I'm going to begin by playing through the whole piece, and then we'll go back and look at it section by section. The level 1 version is just for the right hand. It starts on G with your second finger. Okay, so that's the whole piece all the way through. As you can see, I've split it into 5 sections, A, B, C, D and E. We're going to start with the most famous bit of all, which is the very first section, and that goes like this. So the A section splits into 2 phrases. The first one goes up and the second one goes down. They've both got exactly the same rhythm, which is da, 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 da. Okay? The fingers you use are quite important here because you've got to reach up some quite high notes, and if you don't use the correct fingers, you kind of end up running out of notes. So I've put them in the music for you. I'm suggesting you start on finger 2, which goes on the G, and then you're rocking to start with backwards and forwards between the G and then the D with your thumb. So G, D, G, D, G. Okay? So practice that. And then you run all the way up. You go back to the D, D, G, B with your middle finger, and then up to the D, the high D this time, with your little finger. So that whole chunk together, you've got the G, D, G, D, G, and then running all the way up. So practice that a few times, and then the second half of that first section, bars 3 and 4, what you need to do is you need to take your little finger, which is at the moment on the D, you need to just move that down to the C. And then you do the same thing but in the opposite direction. So we're now rocking between C and A. And then to finish it off, A, F sharp, the black note, F sharp there, A, and then down to D again on your thumb. So that second half, which is bars 3 and 4, goes like this. And you want those 2 rhythms to match, the first 2 bars and the second 2 bars. So the whole section sounds like this. Move your little finger down. Okay, so moving on to the B section, you're now going to take your thumb and move it from the D up to the G. Okay? And what's nice about this section is bars 5 and 6 are exactly the same as bars 7 and 8. So we'll just concentrate on 5 and 6. It starts not too difficult. You've got 2 Gs, a short rest, then B, A, G. And then this is the slightly odd bit. You're going to go over G, back to that F sharp, but you're going to reach over with your second finger and then off for another rest. So watch that again. G, G, over. Okay, and then a rest. So you play that once for bars 5 and 6. Then back to the thumb of the G. Same thing again, exactly. So that's now sections A and B. Section C, you move on and you've now got some semiquavers. So the rhythm here is quite quickly. Our quavers have been going da, 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 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So semiquavers are twice as fast, so it should, when up to speed, sound like this. That's what we're aiming for. So it starts again with your thumb on the G, and then you just rock backwards quickly between G, A, G, A. So G, 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 A, G, A. You repeat that exactly the same again. And then you do something slightly odd here. You're going to go, you play the B 3 times. Instead of playing it like that, what I've suggested you do to make it a bit simpler to play those quick notes is play 2 Bs with your middle finger and then switch. It's called a key switch or a finger switch. So your thumb is now on the B. So you can do those quick notes B, C, B, C, D in the same way that you did G, A, G, A, B. So watch that again. You play it starting there. B, B, switch. So your hand just slides up. And you want that to sound as smooth as possible. So listen to that section all the way through once more. Switching up. And then you've got a full minimum on the D. Okay, so that's section 3. Let's play it from the beginning up to there, because that's kind of a midway point through the piece. Sounds like this. Move your little finger down. Finish on the thumb. Then your thumb comes up for the G. Going over, then repeat. Back to the thumb on the G. Switch to the thumb on the B. Whoops, made a mistake there. That's what you want. Okay, so that's the third section. The fourth section, or the D section and the E section, are almost identical. So actually, even though I said that's the halfway point, you're almost there with this piece. You've got one more line to learn and then a simple adjustment on the last line. So the D section sounds like this. It starts on the D you've just finished on. So high D, up here, rather than low D. You've just finished on a middle finger. I'm going to suggest you now move to 4. So you're going to again switch fingers, and that's because you're going to need these fingers coming down. So you've got 2 minims, 2 beats, 1, 2, up to the E, and then you've got this pattern coming down. It's da 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 da. So those 3 sets of quavers are the same rhythm and the same shape. D, C, C, C. Okay, and you start on the 4th finger. D, C, C, C. Same pattern, but just 1 note lower. And then I've suggested you now move your fingers down and play the same pattern here. Okay, just watch that again. So you've got 1, 2, 1, 2, quavers, shifting down, and then to finish the line, you've just got G, G, A, G, A, B. Okay, G, G. So you're back to there with your thumb on G, which is where it's been quite a lot of the piece. Okay, so let that whole line through the D line sounds like this. Make sure those last 3 crotchets, 1, 2, 3, are nice and strong. Then the E section is almost exactly the same. So you go back up to the top D with your 4th finger. Coming down, same pattern. Switch your hand again. G, G, A, and then the last 3 notes, or in fact the last 2 notes are different. So before you went G, A, B, that was bar 14. At the end, okay, and this is bar 18, you're going to go G, B, G. So it feels like a finished piece finishing on the G. So the first time G, A, B, second time G, B, G. So the last line again, starting on the 4th finger. Okay, so that's all 4 sections, or all 5 sections rather, of EINE KLEINE NACHTMUSIK. I'm going to play the whole thing through to you once more, so you can hear the thing from beginning to end. So starting with the 2nd finger on G. Remember, after the first line, mostly it's the thumb on G, but you start on the 2nd finger and then rocking down to the low D. Here we go all the way through. that was the level 1 version of Mozart's EINE KLEINE Nachtmusik. Thanks for watching. I hope you found it helpful. If you have, then please hit the subscribe button below, as there's new pieces for you to learn coming out all the time. And remember, the music for all of them is free to download from the website pianoplayerpro.com. If you've got any questions or requests for future pieces, then please do get in touch via the comments section. Have a great day then, and happy practicing.